Yeah. We got a internal support order from KDC. They want to check if document learning mode is turned on while FFIQ is also on. So I'm going to first check to I'll take a look at the setting like controller and also CIB diag. So we wanna make sure both are not active at the same time. So if the setting correct, so then
yeah, Youssef, you don't know of any issue with running document learning and FFIQ on, do you? Although now I say that, I remember something from Rod at one point.
okay.
FFIQ and document learning mode.
Yeah.
Just trying to think here why we would have an issue with it. Not sure, to be honest, but which application is this? Is this books or?
Yeah, no, not books, like a transaction job, transaction job, like.
All right. So if it's variable, you shouldn't be running with document learning on anyway. So document learning only tries to predict based on what happened on that same page on the previous copy of that, let's say, book.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Obviously, if you're running it and it's not got copies in it, it does something strange like divides the page length by the distance between the IQ and the Q sensor, if I'm correct, and it repeats on that basis, Youssef, which obviously on a variable document, you could be printing something completely different that time that comes around. Any of that untrue, do you think, Youssef?
Yeah, I'm not sure what would be the repeat sequence if we don't have copies. To be honest, Rob, I need to ask that question. But yeah, I mean, if we don't have copies, we don't want to use it.
Yes.
Just disable it, I would say, Uchi.
Yes. But I'm going to ask you them to if they enable the DLM or not. So that first step is like here. So if the enable the DLM, so we need to disable. So yeah, because they running the transaction job, not the books. So yeah.
Yeah, it should be disabled, really.
Yeah. So yeah, we are working on them, this issue. Yep. That is on my side. Thank you.
What I had click in my head, Youssef, was some analysis that Rob did at Mercury when we were doing ASVs versus non-ASVs. But it looks as though there was a little bit more to that because we were running different versions of firmware on the FFIQ boards versus the standard boards. And he had put a note, I've just found his report, and there was something in there where investigating into some of the higher CE runs showed no black C2C correction during an entire print run when batching jobs of different book sizes. Next Tower 1 and Tower 2 CE error, depending upon how much correction needed, usually significant, triggered by batching book jobs of different sizes and not handled well by CIB currently running in Document Learning plus FF with old configuration or hybrid actual new software firmware in FF, CIBs and old software firmware in the other three. So yeah, we'd probably have to just get that confirmed with regards to Document Learning and feed forward when we're running let's say standard in the same version on all boards.
Yeah, I guess there are two questions. This is the first question, and the second question is, what does document learning mode do if you don't have copies there?
Yeah, as I say, unless something's changed, I'm just trying to dig out and see if I can find anything on that. But I'm sure it does something like it divides the page length by the distance from the Q sensor to the IQ cameras, and then whatever number of documents that is, it creates the repeat on that basically. I'm just seeing if I can find anything, but even if that is correct, it would have been an old statement, so to say, something could have changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess we don't want to do that, so we don't know what to expect.
Okay, look, see if I can find anything. Okay, shit, especially document learning mode over. There is actually a statement here on Prosper Press best practices checklist for colour-to-colour registration on Knowledge Vault, whatever we want to call it now. Document learning mode only for heavy random ink load books and magazines. Document learning and FFIQ should not be used together.
Which article is this?
It is KA25823.
But I've seen that also, but it doesn't actually explain why and what is happening here.
I suppose it doesn't have to do at this point.
Yeah, no, that would be interesting, I think, you know. Yeah.
Digging in the old files as well. Where would it be?
Yeah, I don't think DLM, document learning mode, and FFIQ can actually learn at the same time, but it's strange to it's my strange is that to have DLM enabled on the FFIQ on the KDC. So that is my curious about that.
I can't seem to find it now. Just a quick question while I'm in here. You know, when you do a search in the new knowledge repository, there seems to be... Oh, no, it opens a new page. Ignore me, I'm being stupid. There it is.
I mean, the FFIQ at the first place, it was designed to be as dynamic as possible while we have a change of behavior driven by the job, right? Which is asymmetric. Where the document learning mode should be something used for a repetitive print, something which is not driving the paper or crazy, or is something more static. I don't know if you see what I mean. So they are, I would say, opposite. Would make sense they don't run together.
I was just going to see, let's have a look at, wonder if I can borrow KP's services a minute. I better not, because Aaron will cry. I wonder if there's anything in the help menu about categories down there, ain't they? Happy view. Don't know of any down machines at the minute that we can borrow for a second. Just wondering whether there's any sort of description in the help menu about document learning for the systems, right? Daniel, you got any notes from the trainer or anything around that?
No, this is the weakest part of the training, I think. EFE stuff is not very well covered.
I was wondering where else it would be. Have there been any gens materials? Do you want to carry on while I'm looking, guys? Anybody's having a little bone, just trying to see if I can find any information on it.
Fuji, do you have something else? Anything more?
No, nothing special. Thank you. But
Okay, thank you. DK?
Yep. Morning, everyone. China was quiet. I have two customers just want to order the parts. So the CSR just send the documents, get them to sign it. Then we can open the case to order. Yeah. That's China.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, DK. And Emer, there's a case from Clays.
Yeah, so they had the Jetta module communication failure error in tower 2 B position. So Gary changed the latch last night, and they fixed the problem.
Now they're ordering latches on a new case. Is that right?
Yeah. So I sent him an email on that case yesterday, but he opened another one. So to order the latch.
We're trying to find out if those two cases are related, so we can close one down and order stuff on the other.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we have anything else? Mercury is in credit queue.
I don't know why that's in the credit queue again.
Yeah, it's always.
And I keep flagging them to Mika. All right, so if there's nothing else, just a reminder to everyone to look through any of their aged work orders onto whatever then can get closed down, please. It looks pretty clean. I know Antonio had cleaned up Tom Nunez needs for us, so there's none of them in there anymore. But if you can have a look through them. One of the other things, just so you guys are aware, there's nothing too much about it, I think, at the moment. I've looked into a couple of bits, spoke to Fuji about one of them this morning, so it was flagged yesterday that apparently there's been a couple of customer complaints with regards to the response time from us in remote. When we looked into it so far, we can only see 3 cases, basically, one being a Taylor case, and it doesn't look like it was our issue. They couldn't even get a case opened. So I said to Todd, there's nothing I can do about responding in time. Todd, if there's not a case open, you need to sort out why they couldn't get a case opened. And the other 2 were from Sticker Mule. One of them I've addressed with Fuji. It was purely that when it came in, it was about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Fuji's time. So that's during a period where we've got a bit of a gap anyway. In coverage, which I've already explained to Todd again, that we've got this gap. There's not much I can do about it. The other one is a little bit strange. It was another Sticker Mule one. And from what I see at the minute, I believe the case came in around 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't understand why we didn't get that one in time. So I'll clear that up with Robert, but saying that, it would have been, what did I work out with that one? Let me have a look, actually. It was 88792. Oh. 88792. That was the Fuji one, so it must have been the other. 91557. There's 2 here. I'm picked up quick.